So you want to lose a lot of weight. Maybe it's 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds, even more. And now you're looking for strategies. Maybe you've came across certain principles that have been proven to work, stuff like calorie deficit. You eat less calories than your body needs in the moment, and it's gonna burn the body fat to compensate for the lack of energy. Regular exercise, combining strength training with cardio definitely will enhance your results, getting enough sleep. High quality nutrition helps as well, getting enough water. These are the basics, of course. But if you dig deeper, if you see what's happening really is that it's not about the losing part, it's more about the regaining part. And that's what most people miss. A lot of people don't think what's gonna happen after you've lost the weight. What's gonna happen when you, quote unquote, end the diet? Is there an end to the diet? And that's a big problem with, if you look at the long-term research, is that a lot of people manage to lose the weight, but it really comes back. And not only that weight that they've lost, even more of it comes back. And the one primary reason for that, and related to the mistake that I'm gonna reveal to you here, is that your body has a settling point. Your body's settled at a certain weight right now. If you're watching this video, if you're planning to go on a diet, your body is actually settled at that weight that you currently have. And being settled at that weight, it doesn't, quote unquote, like that you're trying to change that, right? You're trying to disrupt homeostasis, and our body is always looking to be in homeostasis. So if you try to diet down, if you try to lose the weight, it's gonna do some adaptations to try to bring you back to that weight. It's gonna slow your metabolism, it's gonna increase hunger, slow down your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, your non-exercise movements, your unconscious movements, your muscles will become more efficient. Things like that will happen to reduce the amount of energy you're expanding, because now your body thinks it's in starvation despite the fact that you have a bit more body fat than you're not even starving, but because of certain factors such as leptin resistance and in general your body's just trying to maintain homeostatic balance, it's gonna try to get you back to that previous weight, and that's a huge issue. So how can we avoid this issue of regain? How can we get you to lose weight, but without that need to regain the weight? So let's first see, how does this hypothetical scenario play out in a regular diet when someone wants to lose all the weight at once? So let's say you're at here, this is 250 pounds, and you want to lose all the weight at once. You just stretch out. This is 200 pounds, you've stretched out the band as much as possible. Eventually the band gets so strong and there's a strong rebound, bam, it just comes back and you regain all the weight. I mean, of course this is happening across like a period of 3 to 5 years, but eventually because you've stretched the band so hard, it's gonna come back. But here's a different strategy. Why not try this? Let's say you have 250 pounds and you wanna lose 80 pounds even. Let's say you wanna lose 80 pounds. How about you go from 250 to 230? You go through that easiest part of the diet, like the easiest part, like the first 10 weeks, 12 weeks, you lost 20 pounds. And you stay there. Now you stay at 230, you stretch the band, you stretch the rubber band, but you're staying at that 230 level until that band becomes the new default, until that becomes the new settling point now, because your habits are better, you're just operating better at a certain level, your hunger is no longer there, and now you're maintaining your body weight at this level. You're eating a little bit more, and now the 230 is becoming your new default. That's becoming a new starting point. Now, if you stretch it further, there's less of that need, or the rest of that recoil effect coming back. Now, you're starting from here, go back, stretch it a little bit further, maybe to 210. Voila, now you're at 210 and you hold it there for a while, and now you're at 210, you start from 210, stretch it again for 20 pounds, you reach 190, now you stretch it again, and eventually you reach that 170, 180 pounds goal. But how long do you generally stay in that maintenance phase? What's kind of the good ratio? Well, for every 5 to 10% of body weight that you've lost, it's a good idea to spend half of that time maintaining. So you spend half of the time. What's the rush? You don't have the competition that is going to happen like a bodybuilder or like an athlete or something like that. If there is such a rush, I mean, that's a whole different story. But if you're looking at long-term success, this is a strategy that will literally guarantee your success, because you're going through the easiest part of the diet every single time you take a break. That's when it gets hard, you just take a break. And by break, I mean you maintain the current weight. You maintain the habits, but you eat a little bit more food. So now there's no need for your body to fight back. It's thinking, okay, I'm at a new weight. It's cool. We're not starving. It's all right, right? And you get back the food, and then you stretch it again once it's ready for another go. So you basically have different phases, like different pushes of the diet, which can last, let's say, between 8 and 12 weeks. And then depending on how much time you spent dieting, you spend half of that maintaining. And you're pretty much guaranteeing that those negative adaptations aren't so severe, so you're less hungry, you're more fuller, I mean, your libido works and things like that, and you're generally more happy as well because it's taking such a long time that you don't really need to prioritize it that much above everything else in your life. One good thing is that you can time those diet breaks and those strategies around a normal thing that's happening around the year, you know, holidays, vacations, things like that. And during those periods of time, you wouldn't want to be on a diet. I mean, if you need to be on a diet for Christmas or Easter or something like that, you're doing it wrong. Like, this is not supposed to be like that. And you can easily time it. You just need to time the break to be at exactly that point in time. Voila, problem solved. You're no longer dieting, you're actually maintaining. Then even if you regain a pound or two, it's completely fine because you have another push coming up that's gonna result in another 10 to 20 pounds lost. And every time your body starts into a new push, into a new calorie deficit, it's gonna be ready to mobilize that fat. And plus, as your skill is improving because of practice, you know, habits are simple skills that over time with practice get better and better. So you're more and more proficient at them, you lose even more and more weight. So it's all about getting into practice, looking long term, and avoiding that hardest part of the diet, which is the regain, by taking it step by step. So hope you enjoyed. This is a quick little illustration how you can go about losing a lot of weight very, very successfully. And this is not a fad. This is not some kind of ultimate secret magic pill or whatever. People want to lose 50 pounds in 10 weeks. That's definitely not going to work out for most people. This is a strategy if you want to lose weight and keep it off. This is something that you want to do if you want to be successful in the next 5, 10, 15 years. Not something that is just like, oh, I want to crash diet for the next 4 weeks to get into my pants, and then afterwards I'm going to go back to my unhealthy habits. This is for someone who really wants to get this handled, who's tired of all the fads, who's tired of all the nonsense out there. This is the approach, and I will leave a lot of other links and stuff in the description below that will help you figure out your calories and how to start eating healthy and all those habits. But this is the basics. This is kind of the long-term vision that you want to have when you're first planning out that diet. So hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. Aside from that, make sure to hit that subscribe button below to support the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.